for me today. Oh yeah, I didn't even unmute this game. That done. Because normally I don't have time to set up an MP3 or figure out how to like play music, but it's like randomized at the start of stream. Because normally you can do it with MP3s, and it's very easy. You just have a media source, and then you just say play, and then it'll just play the song that's on the MP3. I think you can put multiples into it too. Let's see. Yeah, I do like a media source. Then it's like a local file. Speed it up, slow it down. I mean, this is just the easiest way. So like if you have like how unfortunate. I could like fucking, because they're doing whatever his name, final boss, and I can't do it. Not today. Maybe I can't do it today, but I have to go do I have to do that, these two dungeons. Well, technically I could not talking too much today. It's not worth the time or effort. You gotta do this. This dungeon, so let's see. So, pretty good. It's always some fun. It's a cold day today, you know? It's not. It's not really the greatest day, but you know. It's slowly warming up, but like it has not hit the peak where it's like, alright, now it's really getting warm. It's like, oh, it's a warm day today, and the next day it's just absolutely freezing. Let's see what this is called.
This should help us see the path. Let's hurry and search the ruins.
I have to spend. Sorry! I have to do this! The quest! I have to run.
We better watch our step. This glyph seems to respond to light.
Wait, can you really buy? Hold on. My man's is saying I can buy 200 of these. No, you can't. It's only one instance. That's current. I need. I hate how I'm so close to 580, and yet I'm literally just one item short. This is like the 5th time I'm running this dungeon this week. I had to run it like 4 times to get all the seeds because I kept fucking up one of the seeds. Let's kill all these. Because I'm an idiot. I have to speedrun. Speedrun but solo. Make sure that the pop appears. Sometimes it doesn't. And yep, there it is. Check the Discord. Okay, I will check the Discord. Yes! I know! I know what you're looking at. Okay. Anything by 50. Yeah, I got previous sales. It's not there. Oh. Let's see, 100. And flame. Oh. Yes, 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 yes. Flame item. Yes. Okay. Okay. So, okay. We're going to Bifrost, because I have a Bifrost and I can't use it. Oh, I'm in a dungeon shit, so let me go big brain for a second here. Okay. This is like 200 miles an hour type shit. So we need a Bifrost. I have a Bifrost 2. I want to actually save this location so that I can use it. And then we're going to move to Rodendal. Well, technically it's in Lake Silverware. Technically, I should move this one to the Chaos Dungeon, but yeah, whatever. It's fine. And then we go here. Just teleporting around. All the fun stuff. I didn't even realize my game was so high. I don't know what happened. I fixed it. I turned it down. So now it's all good now. I'm not screaming anymore. I'm 5 short. That's not cool. Ah, yes. Damn, I can't buy crystalline ore anymore. I wanted it, it's 420. You get crystals though from calendar. No, login rewards. No. Oh well. Whale's got a whale. 60%. Do we get the drop? Nope. How sad. That's so disappointing. Alright, well. Isn't that just the worst thing you've seen all day? If I got the RNG, I could do the boss. If I don't get the RNG, I can't do the boss. And of course, I don't get the RNG. Alright, well. Let's do this, I guess, for a quest, and then... Oh, what I gotta do? Do this for a quest. Talk to you, shut up. That sucks. I was hoping an RNG, I didn't get it.
This should help us see the path.
I gotta bring up the guide.
Search the ruins.
No, that's... Mokoko seeds, I'll need that. No, break. Yeah.
That was a close one. We better watch our step. This glyph seems to respond to light.
That is rather unfortunate, but nothing I can really do. The server's apparently lagging again. Let me check.
Only the light of Genesis can extinguish the darkness. What could this mean? There must be a way forward. Huh, that breeze, it's coming from those rocks. The ruins must be through there.
It's probably the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen. I think I would double blaze. Just run for this dungeon. Such a joke. You know, I think I could have been better with how I got from T1 to T2, honestly. I really should have been island hopping, like the Americans in 1943, but you know, I wasn't. I was not an island hopping campaign. But I don't know. I guess I was just playing the game the way I wanted to. I like doing harder content, I guess. Which is fine. In terms of it being the most efficient, it wasn't great. I really like doing like hard content. Because it's challenging. It's what makes the game like fun, is like learning how to do harder content, learning mechanics, and actually completing it. That's what makes it the most fun. That's what I did in Guild Wars for a while. I just did raids. I still haven't done all of them. I only have 2 left, but like the 2 hardest. I have to kill Doom, who is Wing 4, and I have to kill Kadeem, but it's Q1, because there's 2 Kadeems. I haven't killed the first one, but I killed the second one. Funny how that works. These guys die. But yeah, so I have to do those eventually. Those are like ridiculously hard bosses. And let me explain why they're super hard. So, for Doom, basically it relies on free people who are called Kadeems. And what they had to do, that they had to get the souls ripped from their body, literally, and then they have to collect orbs. And they have to make sure they collect a specific orb, which is a big orb that will prevent the spawning of a really large skeleton that the group has to kill, which makes the boss fight like really easy. On top of doing greens, you also have to dodge mechanics. Doom has certain mechanics, which you can kind of look it up, like the specifics, but his mechanics are on a timer. And you have to make sure that you are prepared to do them. Like, one of them, he has like he slams down his sword. We call it greater death mark. He slams down his sword and he's trying to suck you all in. If you're facing it, you're basically just gonna die. But if you turn away from it and run into a wall, you'll be fine. And there's one called Lesser, which is just like he goes down into the ground and then comes back up and it's like, alright, move. It's not super complicated because all of his attacks are timed. So all you have to do is memorize the exact time of each attack and you can literally get like super efficient damage because you just know when he's going to do something, so then you can position correctly for it. It's kind of ridiculous. But it takes so much practice because you can essentially wipe the group at pretty much any point in that boss fight, which is why it's like one of the hardest to teach, because you have to get down the timings and then you have to get down how to dodge greater, how to dodge lesser. You have to know where to tank them. You also have to memorize how to do the first part, because the first part of the boss fight, the first minute, 2 minutes of that boss fight, you're not even fighting them. You're just running around killing skeletons that spawn. Oh yeah, I forgot. On top of trying to kill the boss, there's 8 soul reapers you have to keep alive. If any one of them die, you instantly lose. So not only are there white mechanics to do, you also have to make sure things don't die or you lose the fight. It's ridiculous. And the funny thing is also, if a green fails, he has to collect like 5 souls. If he fails to get 5 souls, he will die, and then the Reaper, that's what they're called, the Reapers will like die, and then Doom will just reach up and kill it, and it's like, and then you lose the fight. It's ridiculous. Dooms are ridiculous. QTP is worse though. So QTP has a mechanic called lamp, in which one person, usually, if you're good, it's usually like if you're like a Reaper or something, if you know Guild Wars 2 classes, if you're a Reaper, usually it's like the best class for this. Usually it's like one of the best. And usually called Lamper. So there's a lamp in the middle of the boss fight when you first start. And then what that person has to do is they get transported to a different part of the arena, and then they have to kill like 2 or 3 monsters in an area, and normally like veterans or elites, so they're not really pushovers. And you have like about 2 minutes to do this. And it's not too particularly hard, especially if you're a Reaper, because Reaper has 2 health bars, not 1. And you can swap between them. It's kind of weird to put it like that. If you actually play the game, you play Reaper, and it's like, yeah. It's kind of a bad explanation of what it is, unless you kind of know what you're talking about. For people who don't even play that game, it's some of the class mechanics are like ridiculous. So it's like they just kill shit, and then but they have to go in a specific order. So you have to memorize which, because there's a bunch of rooms. It's a 9 by, I think it's like 4 by 4. So it's like 12 rooms. You need to make sure you go in the correct order. Otherwise, basically, you're going to take too long in Lamp, and you're going to wipe the group. Because the monster you release, it's going to help the monster the group is fighting. But So like if you release like they're fighting a Hydra, you're going to release your own Hydra, and then that's going to help fight the Hydra your group is fighting. On top of that, I remember I didn't say anything about Qadim. Qadim is also in the fight. He's going to be guided by something called a Daredevil. And the Daredevil is just going to kite the boss, not even tank it, kite the boss so that it doesn't go near the group so you can kill the Hydra. It's a ridiculous boss fight. Like, and plus you have to dodge on fire that appears on the ground very fast. It's a very fast line of fire that just appears. It's not a fun boss fight. Neither of them are fun. Qadim is significantly harder than Doom though. I would say Doom is probably like third or fourth hardest boss. I mean, he's still pretty difficult, but I mean, if you're good, then it's a push over. Most bosses in Builders 2, once you kind of learn them, are like you don't even wipe. It's just pure muscle memory at what they do because the fight kind of is always the same, which makes farming them pretty simple. I mean, the only like somewhat difficult bosses, the first difficult boss you might come into is probably Demos. He's only neat little trick he has up his sleeve, his oils, in which you just stand, in which during the fight he will drop a small gray puddle on the ground, and if you stand on it, it will like rapidly expand, and then like it will kill your whole group. It won't kill your whole group, but what it does is that it will basically make the arena basically unstandable, like you just cannot stand in it. Most groups will essentially just wipe. They'll just do /GG or /FF or stuff like that. Because it's just not worth fighting in an area where there's just oils everywhere. Because, or like when someone steps on oil and it fucking expands.
Now is the time.
It's not fun. But once you learn him,
destroy his dark
it's
energy.
pretty easy. Hey there. No. Easy. Let's see, what's another hard boss? Twin Largos is pretty difficult. I guess Wings 6 and 7 are... They require a little bit of practice before you actually become pretty proficient. It's kind of weird. Those bosses, at least in Guild Wars, some, especially the endgame ones, they're interesting because you always think that when you're killing a boss, you have to be constantly DPSing it, and then Guild Wars kind of says, no, you would have to dodge these mechanics or you will essentially kill your whole group if you don't dodge them. I can just escape, I don't give a shit about the chest. Which is pretty good. Yeah, look for the next one. Where I can't remember. 4X Heart, which I don't remember where that was. Forest of Giants. Where the fuck is that? Where is Forest of Giants? Okay. Here, no. No, is it? Oh, I'm telling you I have to go over here. Yeah, it is. Going over there. So I have to... Oh, I got some stuff. Let's do sail. So yeah. In 16-7, yeah, you would definitely have to practice those and go over suit. There's maybe like one boss where you could probably do it first try. But someone will have to explain it from 100% to 0. There's just so many different mechanics you have to like learn about. Yeah. I mean, so far, I would like Reading Guilds 2 more than this game. Just because the bosses aren't immensely difficult. Like, they'll maybe take you an hour to kill. Some Guild Wars 2 bosses will take you, I think if you're trying to kill it first try, a couple hours at least. Because it's not, because in this game, in Lost Ark, it's only an execution of 4 people to kill each boss. In Guild Wars, it's the execution of 10 people, plus your comp. In Lost Ark, your comp doesn't really matter, it's just how you execute. It's how the 4 of you come together to kill the boss. But in Guild Wars, your comp matters. Like, you need to have splitness, you need to have a lot. You need to have like certain stuff. You have like a fighter. People have like a druid. You have a guardian, like a heal brand. You need power damage. You need con. There's kind of like a lot more to it, which makes in-game rating difficult in a way. And it's what? This. So it's Guild Wars. It's a lot harder to start raiding because really what you need is basically a DPS class. You go DPS first. That's usually the easiest one to build. It's the easiest one to learn. And if you make a mistake, it's not as punishing to the rest of the group. If you're playing support, it's much harder to pull off because now you're the support. You have to play a different style and do the same mechanics as everyone else, and also you may have to do additional mechanics based on what you're playing, which is 100% true. Pirates Den, let's see, Forest of Giants, and that. Guild Wars is, turns out it's endgame. There's not much to it though. Fractals are also really difficult to do because you have to farm your agni resistance pretty much all the way to 135 before you can try like the CMs and stuff like that. There's a lot of farming in that game. Then again, you don't always have to farm it. You can do other stuff. You can also go for legendary items, stuff like that. Which is kind of like another neat thing. Legendary items are pretty good. A lot of people are actually really upset about when they first revealed the legendary items like a couple of months ago. And then they were a theme based. So many people got mad because like they're like, what the fuck, ANET? Like, why aren't these unique? Because the previous, can I not go in? Like the previous dungeons, no, not dungeons, legendaries. My God, were all unique. Every single legendary item in that game, pre-Ender Dragons, so Ice Fruit Saga and back, each of them are unique. Not a single one is the same as the predecessor. They're all different, they're all unique,
Light is coming in from the back.
but they all have the same
Let's go
stats.
in.
Which is weird because, so that like if you have a sword legendary and you have two classes that use a sword, and they actually just made this change not too long ago. You can now have that legendary item equipped to do two different characters at once, which makes it more rewarding
That tree
to
in
like
front of us.
grind out these legendaries,
It
which take
looks
months.
suspicious.
They are, I mean, they're one of the most expensive items in the game. They go for like 2,000 gold each, and people like will make 7 or 8 of these items a day. It depends if you're like a trader or something like that. People have thousands of gold. They'll still sell this stuff. I mean, I'm pretty involved in it. I'm friends with
It's
some of
too
like the
dangerous
top
for me on the ground here. Go ahead and carry me in your
Golders
pocket.
2 players when it comes to
Look over there. I've
gold
never seen
and
them
trading
before.
and the economy.
follow
Like
them.
basically, like I'm so much in it that we make fun of other people when they make like really dumb trades. Because normally there's a Discord called Overflow, and that's where a lot of these high-end traders will go, or new people, mostly high-end. Sometimes you have the occasional noob, and they make these ridiculous trade requests and stuff like that, and it's just laugh because you're just so stupid. And now I can't remember when it was. Let me check. There was going to be a discussion to flip the market. I don't remember what channel it was in though. Might be stocked memes, maybe. Gotta check to see which channel it was in. Oh yeah. So they said one of the people who's in TP, and TP is pretty much like the top rating guild in Guild Wars. Like that's like so much money is in that guild. It's unbelievable. It's one of the richest guilds in the game. Like I will probably the richest guild in the game, just by gold value, and maybe liquid value, but they're pretty rich. They are very rich, and apparently they're just like, yeah, we're having a party, and then they're like, oh yeah, we're also they're also modifying the trade system, so for people who do buy and sell legendaries in that game. So it's it's just crazy. Like it's all player based. Like Arena doesn't touch the eco at all, which is nice because it means you have people called barons, and these people like literally just control the market. Like it's insane. You can do like real life like money and eco stuff, like comedy stuff on that game, and it's all just buy and sell because you have buy orders and you have sell orders. And I know for a fact that Mystic Coins used to sell, which are like their currency in Guild Wars too. Those are, you don't really know too much more other than it's a currency. They used to sell for 2 gold, and I'm pretty sure the price dropped because people started flooding the market with more Mystic Coins, and then the price dropped to like one like 175, so 1 gold, 75 gold. And it's just real life economy. If you flood the market with something, the price is gonna go down because there's more of that item on the market. Like we did. It's ridiculous, but that's how the economy works. And it's interesting though, because I've been in these discussions, or kind of like I've seen them as kind of like a spectator, because right now I'm not actively playing too much because I'm playing this game. You will see in the Dragons on this channel, I'll 100% be playing it. I told them that I would be playing it. I just had to take a break from Guild Wars because I was just in school and I just could not, because I had to spend so much time like doing stuff, you know? Like these raids take, you know, if you got a good team, they can take an hour. You got a bad team, you probably will not clear it. Like, that's just facts. Oh wait, I need to trade. I need to get power coins for later. Hey. But you can buy coins for stuff. Huh. Special sun coins. Okay, okay. You can get some sun coins. Let's see. Oh, dude. 1,000 sun coins. I think that sounds good. Let's see. 20,000 power coins. Easy, dude. Easy fucking money. You got this stuff. Is this paying 1 or 50? Oh, it's times 10, so you can get like... Oh no, you can get 30. You get 300. That's pretty worth. For me, that's totally worth. Okay, let's go. I got a lot of power coins now. Hey. Listen. Like, if you're scared to play Guild Wars, don't be. Because the great thing, the thing that really got me hooked on that game in the first place, is it doesn't tell you where to go. You get to choose the zone you want to be in. Now, like, so you can be a level 1 and go to a level 80 zone. They're not going to restrict you. The one thing that level does restrict you was that you can't do events. You won't get XP from them because you have to be a certain level. And hearts. You also can't complete heart, which are like quests. But they're just in an area, you do some stuff, you get the heart, and you leave. That's if you're first player though. If you're leveling other alts, just use knowledge books. Never have to do map completion. Only need to do that shit once, and I did. I did it. I think I got map completion during my Cal 3 class last year, I think. You know? Which is good. And once I did map completion, I was not gonna do that again. It's like, and this isn't like map completion of the expansions or shoot, I don't know. What's it called? Not expansions, but like living world. Yes, living world. They're not living world in a way. So you don't have to do those, and you don't have to do living world, which is nice. You just do core tutorial, and it's like 15 maps, and it's like 300 hearts. It's ridiculous. You just go map by map by map. So you start with the easier zones, or you can start with the harder zones. Doesn't really matter. You can do whatever you want. I have to go. So it's not a terrible game. I mean, the great thing about it, and what many people have said what's good, is that the quality of life in that game is like significant. And the one thing about it too is that they do respond to community like outcries. Like they say, oh, something isn't right. They will like they go to the Reddit and they say something pretty much same day. Like they care about the community a lot. Like when they heard that like no one liked the new legendaries, they kind of redid it, and then they gave them variants, and then everyone's like, it's like, yeah, you can get like, so here's like the like, I forgot her name, dragon legendary weapons you find out like Hearts of Florence when she first revealed. And then it's like, oh, check out, and then like they create 2 like variants. Now there's like 27 legendaries that come out or something. I think 27 that come out during Ender Dragons, and then it's like, yeah, we got all these cool legendaries. I'm like, yeah, so we created variants, and they look really cool. Yeah, those legendary, they're actually like, they're not distinct. I think the weapons are pretty distinct, but they all have a common theme. But there's more of them now, so like not everybody will have the same legendary. Some people will pick one legendary, some people will pick another. It's like more diversity. And they're adding more classes too. More specs. And now there's 3 specs for every class instead of 1. And they actually gives me, I mean, the great thing about ANAT is that, tell me how many developers do this. They gave old content for free, which is just living world. So you don't, not the expansions, but the living world. They gave it for free. That was last summer. They gave it out for free. And it's just like, what? Just giving away this content for free? And they did. They didn't care. You know, like, ANAT doesn't make money off the expansions. It's not really where they get their money from. They make their money off of like people buying cosmetics, and the cosmetics in that game are like, I mean, people have fashion shows where like you win gold for winning these. Now they're all community led, but the fact that they have fashion shows, I don't know, I think Final Fantasy has fashion shows. They have a couple stuff. I think Lost Ark has fashion shows. World of Warcraft calls them transmog. That's all the way that people call them. They call them transmog. But in Guild Wars, they just call it fashion shows. And it's literally, it's fashion, because they like each character, each piece, each weapon is customizable. You can change how you look in that game very easily. Like you can have one weapon and then change it to look like another weapon. You can have one piece of armor, change it to look like another piece of armor. It doesn't change the way, well, its stats. Great. Excellent. It's such... There's just so much to that game. And then, probably the first expansion, most people encounter is Path of Fire, which is the second expansion. And the only reason why I say that, and a lot of people will do this, especially new players, is that they want the mounts. Okay. Which is fair, okay? Like, I can't argue with that. Like, you want the mounts? Fine. Okay, that's pretty fair. I did the same thing. So, I'm not really gonna argue with it. And no one's really upset, like, oh, you should experience the game the way, you know, it was released. No one really gave a shit. Once you hit 80, you just do whatever the fuck you want. And the first thing most people will do is complete the first mission in Path of Fire. Once you complete that first mission, they give you a raptor for free. Bada bing, bada bing. Now, if you don't want to go to Heart of Thorns yet, which is fair assumption, Heart of Thorns is not hard. It's pretty difficult. It's a lot harder to play in than Path of Fire. Path of Fire is really open. There's a lot of room to run around. It's pretty much in terms of like terrain levels, like layers, like it's a top layer, middle layer, bottom layer, like the sky layer, like stuff like that. In terms of like layers like that, it's pretty flat. Where what you see is what you get. There is no like underground part to it or whatever. And then Heart of Thorns, you can get lost in those maps. And I have been lost in those maps before. I mean, once I got Sky Scale, I kind of just fly around. Like, Sky Scale breaks Heart of Thorns and the earlier maps a lot. Doesn't really break the Path of Fire maps and beyond too much, because those maps are kind of designed with flying in mind, so they're more flyer friendly of those mounts. So they're a little bit easier to play. Heart of Thorns is just, hold on a second. Take my jacket. I'll take my shirt. Yeah. Heart of Thorns is just like, even if you have Sky Scale, it's still like just difficult to get around because it wasn't built with flying in mind. It was built so that you grind out the masteries for moving around the map and like talking to people and like avoiding obstacles. Like, there is a mastery that's poison resistance, and there's a spot in one of the maps, I can't remember, where if you want to get a hero point, which I'm not really going to explain, just think of it as like skill points here. That's all you need to know. You don't need to know. That's my basic gist of that. Like, if you want to get the hero point, you've got to like go. You gotta go. Shoot, I don't know. You gotta like go to this map. You go to the area. You have to unlock. You gotta make sure you have the mastery, then go in and get the hero point. If you don't have the mastery unlocked and put points into it, you basically just, you can go in there, you just instantly die. Which is, I mean, brutal, but that's just how they made it. And there's certain areas of the game you can't really access without having these mounts accessible. So I can't be blamed. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, the one good thing about Heart of Thorns, the expansion, is if you go to Arctic Basin, there's always that daily you can do once a day, and you can do that pretty much every single day. It's around 250,000 XP per day. It's a pretty nice amount of XP for just not really doing too much. You can honestly get away with doing almost nothing. Oh, enough harmony leaf stones. Yay! Isn't that cool? Wow. I think this one still has one more raid it can do. I need, what, 9. We're so close to T2. Oh! No, I don't think they will reward you. I can check if they do. No, they don't reward you. I was checking if they rewarded, yeah, these guys. Nope, this one gives harmony shards. Back on the
Please tell us if there's a problem.
Please junk. Look how many fucking harmony shards I have. This is 340 item level and it's lagging crazy. I can probably get rid of a lot of stuff. Yeah, I have like 1 Google tile open, Discord, Lost Art, and stream. Oh yeah, Spotify. Yeah, okay. I kill one more boss so I got 1 Guardian Soul. To be honest, I could. I don't think I have any bound stuff. No, there's a lot of bound of that. Could also do the Abyssal Dungeons on this account as well. I did it on my other account just for some stuff. I think I have like 5 island tokens now, something like that. That's me. Alright, well, I have a feeling this people at least during this pulse fight. You know, I have like enough harmony, at least enough of these shards. Split up. Found it. Split up, guys. Presses 1 button and we know where it is. Fun little game. Fun little game. I might end stream at like 11. I don't know. This wasn't going to be a very long stream anyway. You know, I'll just go 2 hours and then call it. Just because I kind of worked on my homework, which is now all done. I have like 1 more I have to do, but it's basic language stuff and it's not too difficult. I also have to study more Hirogan and learn how to write that stuff. It's not too difficult. It's just memorization and I don't have it. Like if you show me a character, I can probably identify it pretty easily. Do we have a bard? No. What a paladin, huh? I wish my paladins to learn how to counterattack these bosses. I could have been doing a boss, that would be nice, but you know, fucking failing at like it's like one of the last upgrades to 580. Then have one more. So, dang. I wish I had Grudge. I have Grudge on my main, and it's so nice to have. Honestly, such a good engraving. What surprises me is that there's no books for it on sale yet. Or people are kind of just selling like a lot of like really shitty books that like kind of have no value, but like you might as well just learn them anyway, because you never really know. I mean, lucky enough, at least in this game, there's already kind of like a predefined meta, you could say. Like, we didn't come into this game not knowing what was meta about it. We came into this game with like basically it being like, alright, here's the top build, here's what you should build, here's all the engravings you should get. And while that kind of ruined a lot of like experimentation, it also saved like so much golden time in terms of just getting resources. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. Whoa. I mean, I think we can also in Guild Wars, since we had access to the classes early, to just test how strong they are in raid and stuff like that. People were trying to get the most out of them, and some of them seemed pretty underwhelming, but I think most of them were able to hit like 40k DPS. Normally, a good raid will hit around, because it was optimal. So like, if you're doing like all the optimal stuff, usually it's around 30k. Some of them will get up to high as 40, which is pretty good. Looks like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is fucking like the thing on his face. So, but so like most people, if like the people who do like these like DPS charts to show you what does the most damage, stuff like that, they use the most optimized setup to get the most damage, and it's usually what most people use. Except that people will never hit that DPS, because when they do the DPS check to see like, okay, how much DPS do we have, they will use to target them, and then they'll have like all the buffs applied to them. So it's like, so in that sense, the DPS check isn't realistic in terms of how much damage you can do, but it's a good measure to see how strong a class is. Because every single time you do the test, every single class is on equal footing. Like, no class at that point has better stats. Because they're always going to be using Ascending Gear, which is like the highest tier in the game, in terms of measuring. You're always going to put on every single boon in the game, by far, you know? And the enemy is going to have, I can't remember, I don't think you apply every debuff, but you use something to it. And basically, it doesn't move, and you just hit it with everything you have until it dies. And normally it would die in like 30 to 40 seconds. It's not. It's not too. I mean, but if you're in a raid, hitting like 15, 20k in a raid is like really good. Most players will average around 12, 13, 11, right around there. If they're really doing well, they really know their class, that's a pretty average player, and that's okay. Like, it's not like top tier or highest tier, but it works. Or if you're trying to get the boss kill, that's enough DPS. If you're under 10k, then you're considered really bad. Because that means you're not doing enough damage. Even 10k is considered pretty bad. Because you really want to have like 11, 12k. Because the difference is just so high. You're just doing way more damage over these extended fights. Makes doing more a higher DPS better. Well, especially when it comes to these guys, if you're playing banner, whether power or tradition or warrior, then your DPS matters less, but it's still important to have good DPS. I mean, I have seen banner warriors on TA, which is like conjoined and like argument or whatever. I'm not what it's I just call it CA. Easier to say it, especially when trying to describe that boss. I have seen warriors go from like, you know, like 5th on DPS chart to like 1st, and they deal like 20 million damage. And that's like total. That's not max, you know. That's total damage. Which is good, which is it's very unique. It's so casual. Well, you do this stuff for a while, especially in other games. Killing raid bosses is pretty casual, but like I can clear what is that? That's got my most damage. Fuck. 33. He had 1 fur damage. Dang.